Welcome to Tangled Web Tales, where stories are told and drama unfolds. Be sure to like and subscribe before we get started so you won't miss the next Am I the Asshole stories to be shared. Am I the asshole for going off on my soon-to-be husband for returning my wedding dress? Me, F29, and my STBH, M33, are getting married soon. Wedding planning has so far been going alright except for a few things he and I argued about, like the venue and flower girl. Now we've been arguing about my wedding dress. This might sound cliche, but ever since I was young I dreamed of having my own beautiful wedding dress. I can afford it, but my STBH thinks it's not okay to waste a couple of thousands on a dress I am only going to wear once. Yes, he might have a point there, but for one, this is typical price for a wedding dress, and two, because it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, then why not make sure it's special? STBH still wasn't convinced, and suggested I rent a dress instead of buying one. He started saying that I'm being irresponsible with money and brought up how much money I've already put aside to rent a face, he means makeup, and wear fake hair, he means extension. However, I have this vision of what I want to look like, sort of speak, on my wedding, and I think that it's my right as a bride. I went ahead and purchased the dress, but a day later I found out that it was missing from my closet. I freaked out, but he told me he returned it and got the money back. I was shocked. I asked him why he did that, and he said he thought the dress was ridiculously expensive and that was wasting money, and again suggested I go rent one. I blew up and went off on him, which I've never done before. He literally took few steps back and told me to calm down. I said he had no right, I'm the one paying for the damn dress. He got upset and said that there's no I'm paying for it myself in marriage, and that my attitude is setting the tone for what type of dynamic we'll have in our marriage. He kept on about how I must expect him to pay for everything while I keep my money or spend it irresponsibly, but I never tell him how to spend his money. I responded that he gets zero say in how I spend my money whatsoever. He told me that I should grow the F up and stop with the dream wedding dress cliche, then stormed off to call his mom, who then chewed me out, saying she won't let me ruin her son's financial stability with how I deal with money generally. She too urged me to rent a dress or buy cheaper one, way cheaper than the one I picked, and move on, but I declined. ETA for repeated questions. Yes, he still has the money and said he'll give it back once we agree to a solution. No, Op, you are not the asshole here. Your husband is being very controlling and insensitive. You aren't married yet, so you can buy whatever you want to buy with your earned money. In my opinion, he basically stole your dress and now is holding your money hostage until you comply with his orders. You might want to think about the future of this soon-to-be marriage and how he is going to treat you. Remember, marriage is 50-50, not one person making all the decisions and using coercion to get his way. AITA for kicking my husband's friends out of the pool? I'm a working, sole income earner for the time being, of two. My husband has been struggling to find a job for 16 months, what's up with that, and so I've been solely paying for everything. As you know, it's summertime, and the kids want to go to the beach every weekend, but I'm busy working oftentimes and my husband won't bother take them unless he uses my car, which is a no from me because I need it for work. Anyway, so I put money towards renovating, and upgrading, our old pool so the kids could use it. Thing is, once the pool was ready my husband started inviting his friends to come over and use it for hours. They'd basically taken over, preventing the kids from enjoying it. They complained about being denied the pool several times, which caused them to get upset. So what I did was talk to my husband about it and telling him to limit his friends' usage of the pool. He flipped out at me, saying it's his house/water too and I can't control what he does/who he brings. I got mad and in return told him that tomorrow the kids get the pool or else I will ban his friends from it completely. He side-eyed me and said fine. They can have the damn pool tomorrow. Well, next day, my daughter calls me crying, saying Dad brought his friends over and refused to let her and her brother play in the pool. I was livid. I literally left work right then and went home. I saw him and his friends in the pool messing around. I just screamed my head off on them, telling them to get out. My husband tried to get involved, but I told him off and had all of his friends leave. He blew up at me for acting like a lunatic and said that I was being controlling and shameless. I said I already told him to let the kids play in the pool, yet he ignored my request. He yelled at me saying just because I paid to fix the pool doesn't mean I own it. He then went back inside and started calling his friends one by one to apologize on my behalf since he said I was too shameless to do it myself. He then left the house and hasn't been back yet. Edit_a few things. 1. I paid for the pool to get renovated/upgraded. 2. He and his friends are always there using it, giving me and the kids zero chance to spend some time in it. 3rd, he and his friends trash the pool every single time, dropping food and drinks, and I end up having to clean it up myself. No, you are not the asshole here. Your husband is totally taking advantage of you. You need to have a serious conversation with him about all this. Not only is he taking advantage of you, but he is completely disrespecting you and your children's right to enjoy a clean pool without having to share it with his freeloading friends. At this time, I think an ultimatum is in order. Shape up or ship out. He needs to get a job and start contributing to the household, or he can hit the curb. It's time you have a little self-respect and stop allowing him to take you for granted. Give him a chance to shape up, otherwise, it might be time to contact an attorney. AITA for bringing my baby to a child-free wedding? My cousin lives a 6-hour drive from me and the rest of our family. A few months ago we all drove over there for his wedding. Due to limited space, no children were invited to the wedding except the bride's young nieces and nephews. My baby was 10 months old at the time and I wasn't comfortable leaving him alone in an unfamiliar place with a stranger, which was a babysitter that my other cousins hired for their own kids. So I decided to bring him to the wedding. I wrote on the RSVP that I was bringing him, but he would be sitting on my lap and I would bring my own food for him. My cousin didn't say anything, so I assumed that he was okay with it. My baby cried at the ceremony, but I quickly took him out of the room. At the reception I had him with me the whole time in a body carrier. He didn't make much of a fuss and I thought everything was okay. After the wedding, my aunt, groom's mom, confronted me and told me that I was rude for bringing my baby without permission. I explained that I wrote on the RSVP what I was planning to do, but my cousin didn't object. She said that my cousin and his bride had a problem with it, but the bride didn't want to start any drama because she doesn't know me well. My other cousin's baby was 7 months old at the time and my aunt said that he had no problem leaving his baby with the certified babysitter and I should have done the same. And some of my cousins were upset because they thought that the groom gave me special treatment by letting me bring my baby and making them leave their kids with a babysitter. I didn't mean to start any drama. AITA? Well, I would have to say that you were the first asshole in this story. I mean, nothing like disrespecting the bride and groom's wishes on their wedding day. This was their day after all, not yours. You are acting very entitled here. If you weren't comfortable leaving your baby with a sitter, then perhaps you should have stayed home instead. The bride and groom were the second assholes in this story. Yes, they said no children at their wedding, but when you sent back the RSVP with your plans, they should have reached out and communicated with you that your plans would not work with their plans for their wedding. Your aunt was their third asshole in this story because she should have stayed out of it and let you and your cousin work it out. Her butting her nose into you and your cousin's dilemma created more drama than was necessary. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't forget about us and you will see more of our content. Hit the bell to be notified of new videos when they are uploaded. Smash the thumbs up so you can be sure YouTube knows you want to see more content like this. So who do you think is the asshole in these stories? Comment below with your thoughts and let us know if you agree or disagree with our assessment of these situations. Until next time. Happy Tangled Web Tales everyone.